There goes a nice fist bump, and let's give, I think, from the ground, a round of applause for our finalist.
What a move.
What a start.
Both players trading some cards at the beginning of the game. One Ash Blossom for one Berlín, only going to benefit the person who is going first, and that is Roselle. What a fantastic match we're going to have to crown off the European champion, because this mirror match, no one is negating anyone else's card effects, right? We're just playing cards.
Yeah, trading blows left and right is going to be quite the grindy one. They had to, you know, just dismantle some quite combo-heavy decks, but now it's down to Vanquish, Soul, Mirror, and it's an interesting matchup for sure.
Yeah, here we are. We're going to see Jialong hit the field and a Razan. This is an absolutely premium start for Roselle. She's going to be searching cards. She's going to be drawing cards. And Lorenzo cut off from drawing any more cards thanks to that Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. A massive surplus of fire monsters there for Roselle. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the opening hand, so no worries giving up that Ash Blossom at the beginning.
Yeah, perfect start from Roselle here, especially because we've seen this weekend how difficult the mirror match is, because you really have to understand where to activate your Vanquish Soul cards and also to interact with your opponent's one. But it seems like Roselle really opened up a premium hand.
Yeah, that Ash was absolutely crucial. Just take a look at how many cards Lorenzo would have drawn with it. And the advantage had surely shifted as we go and access yet another copy of the Heavy Burger. Ooh, wow, let's take your soul.
Yeah, this is absolutely perfect. Every starter you could need in addition to an Ash for that Berlín. The only card you might be worried about at some point is Nibiru, so you've got to make sure you're not going to unnecessarily extend into that one if Lorenzo is even playing it.
I think it's playing one.
And there goes the Fill Spell, such a card. It has been the star, no pun intended, of all of our weekend. Absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy tool for the deck this start. And yeah, I mean, once more, we have seen plenty of times how this deck can just assemble resources, both on the field and in the end. And who could have predicted this? A final between Vanquish Soul.
Yeah, I find it very hard to imagine anyone that could have predicted this. We're going to see so much advantage for Roselle on the first turn. She's going to, you know, each of these cards, when you summon them, you get that +1. She even got the +1 off the Jialong, which is not so easy to do normally. And we're going to draw 2 cards from Borga. We're going to have a trap. We're going to get the rock. This is going to be very, very tough for Lorenzo to fight back against.
I actually broke the curse, actually, because my pick was Vanquish. So
was it? Watch them get both DQ'd and then end the tournament without the winner. Yeah, but here, I mean, we are just setting up everything. There's no devil comes into play. The card that also allowed, in the end, Lorenzo to go to the World Championship. And I believe that's a pass.
Yeah, back comes the Mad Love to the hand in the end phase, because Stake Your Soul, you've always got to remember to do that. Just going over a nice recap for us of the turn and how many millions of cards Roselle has in hand.
That's impressive.
She just reveal 6.
That's a draw for Lorenzo. Can he find a way to push back? That's a great way to start things off. Always opening this part of extravagance. I mean, we all know that no matter how good you are, you need that tiny bit of luck to make such a run, and obviously he's gonna take all the help needed.
Yeah, going to be very important for him here to try and maintain a healthy hand size after having one Molchami negated, so he's going to go back up to 6.
Hopefully not again banishing 3 copies of the rock, but we've seen that happen a couple of times already, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, that is very rough. Rock being a very useful piece of the puzzle. You can always take your opponents in the mirror match, of course.
Fair.
But you only get to take it for a turn. But I suppose you could always rank it up afterwards, so...
You'd like to, huh?
Well, you can rank it up into the Vanquish Soul rocks.
Yeah.
From the rock
Keep it there
into the rocks.
Forever. Yeah. But here, yeah, Lorenzo finally summons his first Vanquish soul of the match.
This field spell going to be a pretty useful piece of interaction for Roselle, being able to prevent the destruction of some Vanquish souls. They do like to destroy the opponent's cards, be it with the Snow Devil or with Rasen. Lorenzo working with a full hand of cards, but still not as many as Rosalie's going to have access to. She can always search one more with Jialong. She's got about 100 fire monsters in hand.
It's going to be very difficult for Lorenzo to navigate through this because, of course, like he knows Rosalie's hand, but at the same time, you really have to think, how deep do I want to go? When do I want to push? Where do I want to activate my interruptions? And he's starting with the Holy Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you start to lose resources, it can be difficult to come back with Vanquish because you don't have any cards left in your hand to activate all of your powerful effects. So every monster you commit to the field that doesn't replace itself can be a limited resource.
Something interesting, I mean, more on the side that's just come to my mind. If I'm not mistaken, was last year entry playmat the Vanquish Soul one actually for the European and WCQ events. I'm pretty sure it was. And what what a throwback to what would turn out to be the deck in the finals of the next one. Yeah, wow.
Very prophetic. Well, this year we had well, Chami Fu lost, so
I mean
that's probably going to turn up next year too. Unless there's a full-blown Molchami theme that we're not yet seeing.
Ooh, and there we see the star of the match against Sky Striker, that one copy of the Kaiju.
Yeah, really bringing us back there. Kaiju against Sky Strikers.
Really? Probably the only Kaiju he has faced, and I mean, I think facing it in the match to get you to the World Championship must have felt quite interesting for our Theodore. But right now, let's focus on the match ahead. As mentioned, Lorenzo trying to bring this around. Obviously, he knows about that Snow Devil, but managed to clear the field in terms of monsters from Roselle.
Yeah, Roselle being pretty relaxed here and just waiting. But now is the time to strike with the Snow Devil. Going to reveal 3. Going to get some monsters back onto the field.
There it is.
Such a powerful card.
It's unbelievable. I really like it. I kind of think here, I think it's just...
Yeah. I mean, when you're able to use it for the full effect, it's such a blowout card. Being able to pretty much clear the whole field, and it does happen, does resolve. Roselle Angelica able to turn things around, resolving this Snow Devil and clearing the field from Lorenzo. Wow.
Yeah, no profitable way to chain any monsters from their hand to summon themselves, obviously, because they would just get destroyed in place of the ones that you returned. So maybe Roselle gonna put a check here on Lorenzo, because without a Stake Your Soul, I don't see how he's going to get another monster onto the field. And even with a Stake Your Soul, Roselle can just summon that Caesar Valius and pop whatever gets summoned.
Definitely not going to be easy feat here from the Italian, and I think
I think
that might be the pass back.
Yeah.
It is a pass back.
I think you can get a lot more stuff off if you're Roselle here, but if your opponent passes you, I think you just don't look a gift horse in the mouth and you just say, okay, I'm going to go back to my turn. I'm not going to play into any tricks that you might have.
Yeah. Burger was used. We could even go for damage if we want to just close things out. And yes, that is the case indeed.
That's when you know you're in trouble, when they've decided they have enough cards that they would rather deal you some damage. And here we see another Jialong, and that is enough.
Lorenzo has seen enough, picks up his cards. Wow, what an explosive start. We've mentioned that this matchup can be... Here we are we going to see the Purulia from Roselle as well? Revealing the end. That could be an either amazing or terrible sign, but we start with that part of extravagance once more from Lorenzo. Wow.
Do you think he noticed, or he just looks very locked in at the moment?
No,
No, I don't think he didn't even notice.
I mean, he's by far, I mean, we often, comment on some stereotypes or you can have about maybe Italians being extremely passionate, extremely, using our hands, but I gotta say Lorenzo is by far the most locked in player, but here comes the roll and no reaction once more from the Italian.
Speaking of locked in.
Yeah, maybe we jinxed it.
Yeah, that draw is super important here. I mean, it's amazing to say it. You'd think like a draw into a pot of extravagance would feel bad, but it clearly isn't the case. Your opponent's just drawn 2 cards, you're throwing away 1, but we take those.
Absolutely. And let's see how we can fight back.
Really is almost as devastating to Vanquish Soul as it is to other strategies, it seems. Their deck wants to search so much, it wants to draw so much.
When I see, I think, Nibiru in the end, an interesting choice. And yeah, that Stake Your Soul is going to resolve. Bringing out Steel, that Raisin that obviously we can just use in the next turn, thanks to the Rock.
Yeah, Rock is such a powerful tool. Maybe we should see some Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries coming in the future for these mirror matches.
So simple yet so efficient, And it's been really the team of the weekend for Vanquish, so let's say, nothing super flashy, but gets there.
Lorenzo having a think. Question is how many Rock of the Vanquisher got banished?
Well, if he, in top 8, he told me he banished 3 with the extravagance.
Well,
Okay.
this time,
It's
not
you.
3.
Yeah, at least we do have the one. In this case, Phantasmai doesn't really work since we are under draw and lock. So that's it. Just gonna take it, as you would expect, slowly setting up 1 card and passing back to Roselle. Can she find what she needs to turn this around? Trying to take a look. I see the field spell in hand.
I'm wondering as well if there was the Snow Devil in hand too.
Yeah, this is a trap, but there is the most important card of the deck. And a shared ride, though, from Lorenzo.
Wow, shared ride. Gonna fight back well against that draw and lock, but it really puts you on a clock, shared ride, because if you're not ending the game this turn, which it can be quite tough to do against Vanquish Soul, then your opponent's gonna be starting their turn with 10 or so cards in hand.
You can see 2 opposite strategies. Draw and lock preventing, well, shared ride almost trying to encourage your opponent to commit. But I do think you're right. There is the Snow Devil in hand. Wow, both, spell and traps drawn.
Yeah, gotta make some tough decisions here, Roselle. Could just go to the battle phase, play a minimalistic turn, not give Lorenzo too many cards, or she could try and get as much damage as she can on the table and maybe look to close out the game with a heavy Borga.
But it seems like that was the case, and Lorenzo decided to respond by activating this other effect, special summoning from the end.
I feel like, I don't know if Rosalia hand was bad, because for showing it off, it's just,
Yeah, true.
Still don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was that
It wasn't
bad.
that bad, right?
Maybe the Razan was the top deck.
Could be, because the rest,
Maybe there was the start, the trap, it's draw,
Nibiru start the trap, and then, whatever we added, then another monster, but, yeah.
Interesting choice from Lorenzo, putting that Razan in defense mode. I feel like it's ready to get run over by its mirror on the other side.
Yeah, here come the field spell we knew about, which unfortunately, I mean, it's going to be a 1-for-1, because Lorenzo is also going to draw a card, whether it's activated.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Shared Ride being rising in popularity this week, and I really like it. It's been years actually since the last time we saw it in action.
Whenever it comes back, it's considered, you know, the maxi version of a spell card in some formats, and for a reason, as it was for, you know, Necrots 10 years ago. But yeah, we just move on to the battle phase. As you have mentioned, able to run over this Razen. I mean, it would have happened anyways due to the protection effect of the field spell, so I guess not that it mattered much. But
yeah, you have to be quite confident you're going to survive to be investing a card into Shared Ride. But
indeed,
the upside of the Vanquish Soul deck is if you draw all these cards, you might draw cards to refill your hand. You've got all these hand traps. You might draw into Holy Sue as well, which you'll probably be able to activate if you're drawing so many cards.
yeah, but here come the Caesar values.
One thing to note, Shared Ride, I believe, also punishes you for adding a card from your grave to the hand as well. So you can't play around it the same way you can draw Lockbird by using Rock of the Vanquisher.
I think it's very powerful, especially in a tournament this long. I think once you get to the top cut finishes, it's one of those cards you really want to have in your side deck. And here we're seeing...
We do have Earth, Fire, and Dark, which means we can't use the fact to destroy a card on the field, and play seems like it's back to Lorenzo.
He's going to be holding an awful lot of cards at this point. I think he passed last turn with 5 or 6 maybe, and has drawn 2 or 3 now off the Shared Ride, so he's going to have the world at his fingertips.
Yeah, and I mean, we do know basically the only other lines of defense are that Nibiru, which, to be fair, if Lorenzo really wants to go in, could be devastating, but outside of that, the Snow Devil obviously is also going to be something to keep in mind.
Yeah, for sure. The Snow Devil and the Caesar Valius will offer some interruptions. The question is, what can you do against your opponent's combination of Snow Devil and Caesar Valius? Because you're going to have a 3,000 attack monster. You can protect it from battle maybe with the field spell, and it can't be destroyed by card effects, so it's going to be quite tough to run over.
Yep.
I mean, we mentioned this before, our hand is not bad at all.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, surely Lorenzo has been through this in testing, and most likely at this event as well.
Maybe a little trick from Lorenzo here. If you target the Razen with something, if your opponent tries to destroy it in response, you can make it indestructible.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't fall for it, understandably so, given she's playing the same deck. And now we see a stare down.
Yeah, Caesar Valley is one of the few ways the deck has, I think, to out the opposing field spell.
Look at these reveals. It's going to be probably the Caesar trying to, you know, threaten the card, but here it is revealed, as mentioned, an hard-drawn Snow Devil. Once more, the card that gave to her game 1.
Yeah, I think this card is really making the difference here. Once again, being hard-drawn may not be the card you're really looking for, but in those situations, really makes a huge difference.
Wow. We're going to see it here. The Razen's going to search again.
Yeah.
We're going to get a Borga. We're going to get a Holy See. There's quite a lot going on.
This is going to be a game. Yeah, quite a game. So, new chain. We see this Razen, and we have an Ash Blossom to stop it. I guess the Holy Sue is, you know, scary enough. But we are already on 2 summons from Lorenzo. Yeah. And this is going to be the third to keep in mind for that rock. Not quite the rock we are used to seeing in Vanquish Soul, but
slightly bigger rock.
Yeah.
But worth noting that Ash Blossom actually going to be quite tough for Rosalie, because I think the 3 cards she revealed were the only cards in her hand, with the exception of Nibiru, so she's no longer got the full attribute set and might not be able to activate so many effects. For example, no extra dark if you wanted to use the heavy Borga. No full set of attributes for the Caesar Valius either.
So now she's down to 2, right? Plus the Nibiru. So yeah, it's gonna be tricky. So well piloted by Lorenzo, but now we are just one summon away from unlocking that Nibiru, and I don't know that he's gonna foresee it.
Yeah, this has to be the time. Oh, it's not the time. Very patient.
Yeah, I think she's just waiting for the right moment very patiently here. It's, I mean, we mentioned this before, the Vanquish mirror match is very difficult to play, but yeah, she's just allowing Lorenzo. Where do you think the Nibiru can...
We're on 4, no?
Yeah.
We're already on 4. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
we are only on 4. That's what it's
That
at.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it's obviously a great time to cut off a search,
Sure.
but not allowed.
Yeah, not quite.
So can count into 4, right? So
I think there's an art form to counting for Nibiru without making it obvious to your opponent what you're doing that I definitely haven't mastered yet. Counting to 5 in your head.
maybe we should start counting without fingers instead, because
I think matters extra more if you just show the rest of your hand to your opponent, you know, so they just know that the last card might be relevant. So, right? I mean, Lorenzo is already on 6, 7 cards, so the advantage is there. There is a chance that this game just randomly slips away.
Yeah, Roselle can pick up that Razum once again, even with the Nibiru.
Well spotted. This changes things quite big. Yeah, quite a while, because I mean now even if things don't go according to plan, we have the backup that we can set our own Snow Devil. Yeah.
So here comes Heavy Borger.
Fair enough.
I think also good recognition, because if the Nibiru comes down, then there's the reason for the next turn.
Do you remember what was the third name in end outside of the rest now?
It's Holly Sue, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Holly Sue, Razum, two of the best cards, but without more attributes in your hand, you're going to struggle to do as much.
And yeah, we are going to use our own Borger. Seems like Lorenzo is just copying, you know, the summons at this point, copying the homeworks. Let's see. But as just slightly more cards to work with, you know. Yeah, we know about the Magnamoth. We're gonna get yet another card off the top. So many good draws available to him.
Yeah, maybe the plan for Roselle just to use it as a sort of Hail Mary.
Yeah, but now the Nibiru is online, and that's extremely relevant.
So this Jylong is allowed, so let's see how Lorenzo here wants to play it out.
Maybe he will just be disciplined and hold a Holly Suit in hand forever. Just in case anything goes badly.
Didn't he play Battle Phase?
Yep, I think he is gonna just attempt to crush, but Roselle in response to this attack just gonna take, why not, this extra punch at the life points of Lorenzo, which I believe at this moment are his most important resource, because I think the only way he loses this game realistically is by, you know, just life points, because in terms of card advantage he's miles ahead.
Yeah, but he's not gonna get a trap card.
And wait a second, Roselle says, here comes Nibiru.
Very patiently waiting for this Nibiru to being summoned.
Absolutely.
Will that be it for Lorenzo, or will he just have a...
He does have the trap already. So
oh, he's already got the trap.
Yeah, they did earlier on. So he's all right. He could push more, or he could just set the Snow Devil and call it a day. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. He can just set and should be okay.
Oh, and there is another one to back it up. That's a pass back to Roselle. Can she find a way to break through this Snow Devil? I think we threw into a Drollen lock, maybe?
The only set card from Lorenzo's side that I can think of is shared right, to be fair.
Shared ride number 2.
Let's see
Absolutely
whether that
not.
is the case. Nope, not going to be the shared ride. So let's see, she gets to add another card to end. And understandably, so it's going to be her own copy of that Gia Long.
It's looking like Roselle is lining up to destroy this token, but I'm kind of sad she didn't want to take it with Holly Sue and swing for 20,000 damage.
Yeah, that was a line. When do you think Lorenzo is gonna just pull the trigger on the Snow Devil?
He might wait until Razan tries to destroy something, but I suppose if you wanted to just destroy the Razan, you could have done it when it activated its first effect,
Yeah.
because you cannot use both effects, or 2 of its effects at least, in the same chain.
Checking some of the depleted resources.
Roselle having lost the field spell, it's got to be quite tough.
Yeah, it's she gets spot and surprisingly, ooh. Yeah, we do go for Link Chu.
Maybe is it time for a Fire Charmer?
Yep. There is the Ita coming down. Obviously, the mirror match changes things up dramatically. These are kind of interactions you don't really get to play around with in other matchups, but obviously all of those important Vanquish Soul cards are so strong to bring back.
Yeah, maybe this has caught Lorenzo off guard a bit, because obviously if the Fire Charmer gets destroyed, then you get to search a card. So waiting long enough to allow Roselle to summon it might get her a bonus card.
Yeah, great recognition here, but it seems like we can bring back the Razan, which we have already used.
Now we're going to see some of those classic fire lines that we saw for
Yeah.
what it felt like a very long time ago. It was just last year, where you link up your Hita into a Promethean Princess, bring back another fire, make a link 4.
Yeah, I think we're just recapping what has happened last
Maybe,
turn.
yeah, maybe just the size of the token, I feel like. Just going over the fact it really doesn't have that much defense.
Really?
I think there was a Dark Charmer.
Is it really that small?
It does feel odd to me, but I don't know, is she taking damage?
Yeah, because I mean there was at least maybe there was some discrepancy here on, because at least the values was there, which is 1500, but I felt like there was something else. Wasn't there Xiaolong as well? I think so, no?
Yeah, it looked like they sort of confirmed the
Yeah.
token size.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, I mean, I don't see any reason for it, but maybe again, because I've saw them debate a bit about the size of the token. Maybe because she was looking over her graveyard, and maybe she was like, oh no, it's only the 1500 defense, and then didn't realize that unfortunately the token was actually quite big. But I mean, it does make sense that you want to attack anyways, even if it's small to, as we can see here, then overlay.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Maybe the plan was just to overlay, and she didn't actually think that she would attack over
Fair
the
enough.
token.
I mean, regardless, you know, that was the idea.
And here comes the
but here
Nibiru from
comes
Lorenzo as
the
well.
favor returned from Lorenzo, his own copy of Nibiru.
We didn't see this coming, but yeah, I think this may be a
And
change
that
of
is
plans.
it.
That is it. Yeah.
Lorenzo evens the score. And I think one more time before they draw their last end of the tournament. Can we get a round of applause from the crowd? This is it.
This is it. I think I've seen Rosalie open with a Vanquish Soul Rasen every single game. So can she keep it up and do it just one last time? I think I see it.
I do see the card we've mentioned in the side deck. That Phantasmai is in the end, I believe. And there it is once again.
You're right,
that
Tom.
Rasen. But we see an Ash from Lorenzo. No thought whatsoever. Can we proceed, or is that just going to be a rock? Ooh, it's the pot of prosperity.
Wow.
Yeah, really everything that you could want for Rosalie. A pot of prosperity, a Phantasme, and a Rasen. Rasen being met with Ash Blossom might put a bit of a ceiling on her turn, but still a trade you're willing to take because that Rasen is going to replace itself pretty sharp.
Absolutely. What do you think we are looking for right here with this pot?
I think it just depends on what you currently have already in the hand, but maybe just some missing attributes, maybe something like a Holly Sue or a Mad Love.
Okay. Taking a bit of time, but then finalizing this 6 cards. Let's look at the top of the deck. Well, bit of recursion. Oof, and the Stake Your Soul is also an amazing option here.
Yeah, so many options right there.
Makes sense. We do get it. Are we going to see something from Lorenzo?
Yeah,
We do have a burger.
If no Charmy
Quite,
already, then
This is all you need.
yeah, this is everything.
No Charmies for Lorenzo, unfortunately.
Yeah, seems like we are gonna have just a very similar opening to what happened in game 1, unless there is something hiding, and it's going to be the only Sue for Lorenzo.
Oh, he's got his own Holly Sue and Rasen.
Ooh.
Maybe this is in response to the field spell being activated.
Can we turn things around here?
Rasen and the Magnum on the thing,
and we do have maybe Druid's Worm, but yeah, we do have another bestial to reveal.
Yeah, can he cut Rosalie off that all-important 2 Vanquish Souls on the field? It's going to be a tough ask, given the heavy Borga in hand could play around any sort of targeting shenanigans, or in this case, same column shenanigans from a Vanquish Soul Rasen.
But yeah, there is the Rasen from Lorenzo, and I don't think she has any form of interruption from the end outside of the Phantasmai, so it's going to resolve adding that Caesar values.
Yeah, this is an absolutely insane start for Lorenzo as well.
Indeed. And
but
possibly
you can try and pop something, but it's not going to do all that much. Is the Caesar Valius about to make an appearance as well?
Wow.
So much action happening on Rosalie's very first turn.
We have it. Do we have it? It is all free from Lorenzo. So let's see. Obviously, we're gonna respond from Rosalie Angelica.
Gonna bounce the monster with the lowest defense on the field. Oh no, just gonna summon the.
And then we are going to destroy that field spell. Resolution, kiting off the options. What an opening from Lorenzo too.
Yeah, it seemed like it was everything Rosalie could ever want, but Lorenzo here cutting her off.
I mean, Rosalie's end was unbelievable, but Lorenzo had all the answers needed, you know, with all the names, with all the attributes, the Ash Blossom.
Well, yeah, seems like we are just gonna go for the Ita once again, bringing me back to the final from Dinka Bui, where he was also making use of this to just upgrade into Promethean Princess. Are we gonna see any of those shenanigans here?
Can he have more interruptions? Like, here we are, Heavy Borga. Okay, so he can draw a card even.
Fair enough.
So much on Rosalie's first turn.
Wow.
I mean, this was the perfect end going second.
Really playing during her turn. Can we pick up anything? No, seems like that is going to resolve. Could we maybe have an Ibiru in the end from Lorenzo, maybe looking for that interruption once more.
I guess people ask how to stop Vanquish Soul going first, and the answer is this specific 5-card hand from Lorenzo.
Just play during your opponent's start. It's that easy. Why only have one first turn when you can have both?
And pass.
That's a pass. Wow.
Did Roselle maybe banish the Promethean princess?
Oof. In that case, that would have been devastating because she chose. It's not like she activated part of extravagance. It was a part of prosperity, and now it's Lorenzo only staring pretty much that Phantasma in hand. But outside of that, he's free to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, you've got to think this is big advantage to Lorenzo, and how could it not be? It's such a powerful start on his opponent's first turn.
And I mean, he is aware about the Phantasmize, I'm sure. So there is a universe in which he doesn't even go for a Link Summon at all and just tries to push for a game like this. It's definitely a possibility. And he's counting. You can see that he is. Wow. What an ending to this match. And there are 8 minutes remaining, so it's not like there is all the time in the world to even have a comeback once a lot of damage is put on the field.
Yeah, with Vanquish Soul, you don't even need to do the full 8,000. You can just do it, 5,000 and then round it up with Heavy Volga over the next few turns.
Oh my! This is an absolute roller coaster of emotion for the ending of the European Championship. It looked like the opening from Rosalie Angelica was just whatever she would wish for, but what an unbelievable end from the Italian. And I think, yes, we are just gonna go for it, destroying the Ash and then taking control of the Ita. This could just be it. And there goes the fist bomb. Oh my.
Hace mucho tiempo, cuando